I think we might need some bananas because my guest loves bananas and I grew up with bananas. So
they're enjoying her.
As usual, I'm so excited to have a guest at every segment because this particular guest, as I told you, is very, very bubbly. I think she has like this light inside of her that is just shining, which is Jesus, right? Yeah, Jesus is just shining in her, and so the grace is so there.
Yeah.
Clara, thank you so much for making the time to be here.
Thank you.
Tell us your full name and what you do and a little bit about yourself.
I have so many names. I don't know.
All of them. The M-Pesas, the government, all of them.
Now I think my parents thought I was the last born, but ended up being the second born in a family of 5. So Clara Rasoa Khasandi Waswa.
Oh.
Yeah. Clara Rasoa Khasandi
Khasandi.
Yeah, the KH.
Uh-huh.
And I'm married to one Bernard Savala. So at work I'm known as Clara Savala. M-Pesa Clara Muganda. And anyone I was in college with knows me as Clara Waswa.
Wow.
Yeah. So I carry so many names with myself. Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm just a commoner.
Well, real. Okay, so I'm being told by our director we face the camera, right? You don't want us to over here look at each other and love one another. Okay, so he said we just face the camera because this story is so intense. It's amazing. But hey, I met Clara at a mall and we just hit it off and we talked and it was amazing. And she told me her story and I was so encouraged by her. She's so, look at her, she's ever smiling for real. This is not even for the camera. This is for real life. This is her everyday life. And I met her with her children and you know, they are all over the place. They are happy, mommy. And I was just asking her, how is it, you know, being a mother? What is it like, you know, family life?
Motherhood is more divine, like I read the other day, which I run with it right now. Motherhood is divine because you tend to handle issues that you thought you wouldn't handle.
Like which ones?
And just parenting per se. And apparently you come to understand that there's no manual for parenting. You have to hit the road and you hit it with it.
You hit it running.
You hit it running. The kids are there, they have to grow up.
Yeah.
You were not told that this is how you're supposed to raise them up. But
there
at the
we go.
same time, there we go.
There we go.
Yes, Joshua. Huh? Sorry? You want what? Cocoa. Can I give you mine? No, go take that one. You take the cocoa.
That is motherhood for you.
Motherhood for you.
So sweet.
Take that one. Go with it, Joshua. Go with it. Sugar. It has sugar.
It has sugar.
It has sugar. It has already. What do you want us to do? Oh, kijiko.
Oh, there's kijiko in the sugar. Put with that one.
She wants. So he wants. Yeah, he wants to drink with this.
Take that one.
Okay. Bye, Joshua.
And that is motherhood for you. 24-hour,
Yeah,
365 days, no resigning.
There's no resigning. Yeah, there's no resigning. But the beauty of parenthood or motherhood per se is when you need to leave a legacy. Because they say it's divine. You've been called to do this particular purpose. So you need to leave behind something that people will look up and say, this is what our mother left for us. And these are the statues that you need to carry along with. And see, the most important thing is what values are you imparting on your kids? What is this that you're leaving behind that they will look up to and say, wow, okay, it has built our character. Because it's all about character formation. As you're a mother, what character are you building? You know, because you are presenting these kids to the society, and you need to understand what kind of children are you giving the society. You know, so what legacy are you leaving behind? Because this is a calling that you've been given, that you've been called. Because as I said, it is divine for me, and not everyone is a mother.
True.
Not everyone is a mother. Because you see, for me, the most important thing is what am I giving? Because I have gotten, I need to give back to my children. So what is this character formation am I leaving behind?
Okay.
Yes.
And how do you develop that character in your children for this legacy to be left behind?
For me, I live with this basically the principles of train up a child in the way that is right. And when he's old, will not depart from it. Because that is how I was brought up.
Right.
So I need to leave behind kids who have been brought up in a godly way. They need to be God-fearing. And God-fearing all around. In the family, in church, in the society, and in the country at large. So what is this that I'm putting into them that they need to give back to the society? Because I believe that my kids are not destined for my village, they're destined for the nation. And not nation per se, but international.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So I don't look at myself as having been there, but I believe that my kids will supersede me because they have to overtake me. And that is when I'll say I've fully succeeded as a mother, when they overtake me. So
how do we impact them? How do you do it yourself? When you say you want to leave a legacy for them, how do you do it? When someone could be watching and asking, okay, so you say we do it, but how?
The how, as I say, there's no manual. I wasn't given a manual myself by my mother, but I have the upbringing. I teach them on what is expected. I'm not a shiro. I'm not a superwoman, but I believe that the shiro from the hero. But I believe that whatever I am training them, whatever I'm telling them, like in part, telling them that they need to go to church, that they need to pray, because prayer is key for me, that they need to obey their elders, they need to respect. They may look simple in a way, but to me they carry volumes, because respect is not so huge, but it's a simple principle that a kid needs to understand, that they have to respect their elder. They need to respect anyone who is in authority. They need to respect the law. They need to know that this is what is expected of them. As long as, again, under my roof, they need to give that respect.
Right. Yes. The scripture talks about, training up our children in the nurture and admonition of the Lord. So what do you think about that? What does that mean to you?
I'll take it as basic as it is. We train up in the way that is right. Because ideally for us is we have the understanding of Sunday school is where they need to be. They need to go to school. They need to basically go to Sunday school so that they're imparted with these simple principles of.
And is it only Sunday school?
Not necessarily Sunday school, because you see, on Sunday, when we look at it, how I look at it myself as a worshiper and what I've been trained to do is we come to conclude everything on Sunday, to give thanks of what we have gone through on Sunday. So our lifestyle from Monday to Sunday is just, on Sunday is just a conclusion of what we have gone through, because we have lived in the godly way from Monday to Sunday. So we are just concluding and giving thanks on Sunday and saying that this week, God, you've been faithful. We just thank you for what you have been. And all this time we have been walking in your precepts, And so as we are concluding it at the end of the day, we are just saying, God, thank you. From there, starting from them going to school, that is how I'm trying to train them. Even at home, as we are doing our daily routines, just giving thanks in all circumstances, and one of the challenge I go through is like when my kids tells me we haven't prayed,
Wow.
And you're told, Mom, we haven't prayed for this. And even Joshua will tell you, Mom, we haven't prayed before we go to bed. And sometimes for them, I think it's the training that I've instilled in them, but then now they become a teacher to me. So they remind me of things that probably I take them for granted, not in a bad way, but sometimes you tend to sleep because we are human. So sometimes you're thinking, okay, now it's time for them to go to bed. And you tend to forget. You're tired and you're like, everyone go to bed, and you tend to forget, But then they remind you, Mom, we haven't prayed. We need to give thanks, And I think that is one way of probably just instilling in them the right traits and the right virtues. Yeah.
So what is a typical day for you? Like a typical mother-filled, day? You have your job, you have your this, you have your.
Well, again, no, I'm not a shiro. I am a normal woman, basically just wake up. I wouldn't say that I'm one person who bring my husband breakfast to bed, But I just, for me, ideally is for me to just wake up, see them wake up. Because I know that they wake up at around 6.
Okay.
Yeah, because that is another opportunity. You've been given another day. You've been given another opportunity for you to see another new day, for you to maximize on the on the opportunities that are there for you. So for me, it's just a blessing. I count a blessing seeing a new day, you know, and even just seeing them wake up in the morning, to me that's a blessing. And then I just want to hear whether Jada is sneezing or Jasmine says she wants to go to the toilet and Joshua is still asleep, and I'm happy because I know everything is rolling. Yeah. So I wouldn't say that I'm that woman who makes sure that they have taken their breakfast, they have done this, because there's a routine. They know once they wake up they need to get ready for school, they need to go get their breakfast, you know, and be ready to go to school, and definitely do the devotion in the morning before they go.
So you have devotions in the morning?
Not as a family per se, but they know between themselves that they have to pray before they leave. I do my devotion with my husband, so because we have to encourage ourselves. This is the day, this day is before us, so we pray, we commit the day before God. Before
and the children know they have their own devotions as well, like commit the day to the Lord.
They do that. They do that.
How old are these children again?
Jasmine is 8. Jada is about to hit 7. She'll be 7 in July.
And the little boy?
Joshua is 3.5.
3.5, and I'm sure he's learning.
Oh yeah. Actually, they do. Kids learn so fast. Ideally, Joshua is one person who will remind me. Like today morning, you know, like we are just ready to go to church, and he's telling me, "Mom, we need to pray for Jada and Dad." I don't know why Jada and Dad, but he told me that, "Mom, let's pray for Jada and Dad."
The boy knows. He's in the spirit.
Let's pray for. And we were praying for Jada and Dad, and okay, not Jasmine. I don't know why not Jasmine, but at that time we were praying for Jada and Dad. You know, before we go to church. So I think for him, he's already learned that we need to pray. Oh yes, his prayers is. We thank God for the food. Everything is the food, you know, for him. That's what he knows best.
Jesus,
but I believe at that time, yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
So Clara, motherhood has its, you know, major challenges.
Oh,
I know you've said, you know, you're not a superhero, but for real, being a mother, it's huge. It's like being a hero in one way or another. But there are also other major challenges that, you know, come up in motherhood. There's some people who, you know, are not able to get children to be biological mothers, but God has given them a household as well. And even, you know, mothers go through so much. And, you know, from what you told us earlier, you have 3 children. Yes. But you had 4 children.
True.
Yeah. True. Tell us about that.
Wow. Well, I don't know where I should start from, but when I was going out with my husband, we were still courting. So he told me that he was very categorical and he was a bit strange.
What's his name again?
Bernard Savala.
Shout outs, make sure you comment to Bernard. So much love here.
You know, and he's been he's been the shoulder we are riding on. Basically, I believe the strength that he has is the one that has kept us going all through. And
just pause.
You know, he's actually doubled up for so much. I think myself, as I said, that I wasn't given a manual for this, but he had stood in so many occasions that I wouldn't have made it without him myself. And what has really encouraged me is because he's worn my shoes at some point. He's actually worn my shoes in so many times.
Like which times? What do you mean he's worn your shoes?
In occasions where we had to rush kids to hospital, and at times I was just telling him myself I can't. He had to go, you know, because now, and that's why I say sometimes I am forced to pray for him more than I pray for myself, because he carries the burden of our household, you know, entirely, and he does so many things that myself, honestly, I wouldn't have done it myself. And as much as they say that you're never strong until strong is the only option you have, for me, maybe at that point I would have done it that way. But so far, as long as we're with him in his journey, he has been our support system. And I think he's been divinely given to us so that he carries this ship, you know. And that's why I pray for him more. So, that's why I pray for him more, so that God may just give him abundance grace.
Amen.
Yeah, abundance grace. And so much to say is when we had our
when you were courting?
When we were courting, when we were courting, he actually just prayed for one kid, and I was like, this guy.
He wanted one child.
He wanted one child. He told me, Clara, do me a favor. You only get me one kid, or you get me twins. And I was like,
why? How come we?
Why twins? It's because he had married a friend of his who had twins. And why one kid is because he'd been brought up by his grandma. So he was just trying to say that to what he had done, initially he actually had love for his grandma more. As much as he really loves his family, he had love for his grandma. So he told me, you're coming and you're getting me a girl, and she will be called Daisy Shaga, period. And
why Daisy?
Daisy is after the grandma.
Oh.
So I was like, wow, this guy wants me married with a kid.
Called a girl.
A girl.
Called Daisy.
Called Daisy. And for those who know how lawyers behave, they prefer the boy. You know, they look after a boy more.
Okay.
You know, they'll give showers to the boy. And that's ideally with the African society, so to say. So he had given me those preconditions. And so I'm thinking, okay, as much as I'm getting out of college, I'm going to get married and give birth to one kid.
So you met in college?
We met when I was still in college, but he was not in college.
Oh,
he was not here. He wasn't even in Moi. That's for another day.
Okay.
Here.
Okay.
So how we met, I always believed that it was divine, definitely, because this far we've come. God is the one who orders our steps. You have so many plans, but God orders each and every step that we take. And so I always say, whether you meet yours in the matatu na kugonge, and then from there it starts from there. Jesus healed people differently.
True.
Yeah, and so not all of us will be introduced to Prince Harry. Not all of us will, but somehow, in His own divine way, God will make us just meet our partners. Yes, yes. So as He had wished, it wasn't so. Okay. No, actually it was so.
Okay.
Because we got our days.
So you got married?
We got married.
And you
that
got
was
a girl.
in 2005, and then we got a girl.
You got a girl. So
yes.
he's
and he was, wow, voila. My prayers have been answered, and I'm like, wow, okay. And this God we serve answers.
I'm telling you,
yes.
a Daisy,
yes.
flower.
Yes. So we got Daisy.
Immediately after?
Yeah, we got married immediately after campus. Actually, people make fun of us as the ones who just got into marriage immediately after campus, Well. But from 2005, till now.
So when did Daisy come?
Daisy came in 2007.
Okay.
Yeah, January of 2007.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and it was all good. It was all well, because I think he was just waiting. He was just anxious, waiting to see, even me, myself, because you see, this is what you want out of marriage. You want to have kids, and the Bible says that God will bless the children. I can't remember the chapter well, but there's it says about
paraphrase?
Yeah, I can paraphrase. It says that he will bless his servants, and the children will have his splendor, something like that.
Okay.
I'll confirm that. And you see, for me, it was like, okay, fine. This is a desire of someone's heart, and it has been met.
Wow.
So we had Daisy. All was well.
The grandmother is still alive?
No.
By the time Daisy was born?
By the time Daisy was born, she was in there.
Okay.
But we had she was there when we were still courting, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but God took her home.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Daisy was born, and everybody's happy and joyful, especially your husband.
Oh yeah. To him, he was just super happy.
Yes.
Super happy. I think he was just excited. And for one, during those days, we just went. The way you as women, we always pre-plan. We are buying those things, pole. You want to keep like a small thing here and there. But
for the baby?
Yeah, for the baby. But he just went with a blast. Pap.
Everything.
Stocked. Everything for her.
Yes.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, so you
all out, like he was waiting for this baby.
He was just waiting for her, and for me, I'm thinking, you need to buy pole. For us, we want to pre-plan things, kidogo, to just kibaba. But for him, ni kama alikuwa ameka pesa mahali.
This baby, wow.
Yeah, excitement galore, and yeah. Yeah. And
so the baby grew.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
The baby grew. Did others follow immediately after?
Not immediately after. When I realized that he was kind of overwhelmed and over loving, just showering her with all the love. And at some point I realized, no, this kid is getting spoiled.
We need another child.
Yeah,
this kid.
This kid here, no, she's just getting. It's too much because she was actually even getting mean. She didn't even know how to share because she thought when everything is bought, it's hers. Yeah, but the good thing at that time was living with my niece, And so it was easy for her to know that you need to share. But I thought, why not go for another one? Which he wasn't so impressed. But
your husband?
Yes, when
he didn't want another child.
He didn't. He was from I'm a one kid. That's enough.
I'm
that's
happy with my days.
Yes, we are done. We are done.
Really?
Yes.
That's interesting.
That's quite interesting, especially from Alunjega, you know.
But why?
I don't know him. I think probably. Actually, I don't know. I've never understood why he really wanted to.
I think
go
maybe
for
we need to sit with you.
Maybe we need to sit down. Yeah.
Give us a comment. Give us an answer.
I've never understood why he never wanted another kid. He just wanted one. He was just, this is it. This is what I want. Period. Yes.
Okay. So Daisy is growing up.
Oh yeah.
And she's doing fine.
Oh yes.
And then the others came after.
Yes. We got Jasmine in 2010.
Baby number 2.
Baby number 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
3 years later.
3 years later. Yeah.
Another girl.
Another girl came in.
By the way, these names, Daisy, Jasmine, what's the inspiration here?
Actually, it's just about the flowers.
Gems.
It's just the flowers, basically. I wasn't so choosy. Actually, I was kind of limited in names because when he went for Daisy, I was just thinking, okay, so which other name will go with the flowers? And I just thought, Jasmine will do. You know, Jasmine will do, and we're good. And we got Jasmine, and that was it. And I said, never ever. Myself, I just told myself, never ever. I wouldn't want to go through
what you went through.
Yes.
The birth was a bit difficult.
Yes.
For both Daisy and Jasmine?
For Jasmine, being a first timer with Daisy, it was not what I expected. I thought labor pain was just the normal pain, and that is it, you know, pain. And when I was told I had dilated 3 centimeters, I thought the kid was 3 centimeters away from getting out, so I didn't know it was about the dilation. So I was like,
this is with Daisy?
That was with Daisy.
Okay.
So apparently the labor, it wasn't so long, because according to my mom, who was also a nurse, she told me that was pretty short. And then comparing with my sister, because I started laboring at around, was it around 8:39? And by 1 I was done.
Wow.
By 1:30 we actually got Daisy at 1:30, and she was all bundle of joy and all bundle of, you know, the flowers.
So the second baby was a bit difficult, the pregnancy?
It was a bit difficult because with myself I was also growing. So Jasmine was also, okay, the same weight with Daisy, but she got bigger. I also got bigger.
Okay.
But then it kind of ruptured.
Right.
So I was not able to withstand the pain at that time. So when she just got out, it totally ruptured.
Oh.
So it was a bit, because I had so many stitches. Okay, I don't know whether I'm using the right biological term here, I need to be helped. But I had some more lacerations. So that meant that I had to go through so many stitches after that.
You're teaching me.
We are learning. Yeah. We probably need someone to edit this and give us the right words.
Yes. But we understand the communication.
Oh yeah, yes. So
after that you said no, I'm not going through this again. I'm done.
I was so done. I was like, never, no.
You know, never say never.
I never say never. Yeah, because this is not our doing. It's the Lord's doing.
How old were you at this time?
At this time, I got, that was in 2010.
2010.
So that made me like around 29 there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So baby number 2 came and you're like, I'm done.
I'm done.
And so they were growing together.
So they were growing together, and wow, it was just party of 4 now. Me, Bernard, and Daisy, and Jasmine.
And of course he showered.
Oh yeah, he didn't have a choice. You know, no, this kid who looks like me, I don't have.
My love.
You know,
Yeah.
and I think for him, he was super extra excited. You know, with the kids.
For another girl.
Yeah, for another girl.
And yes, he didn't want a boy.
He wasn't in for, I don't know. Honestly,
who are you?
You know, honestly, I didn't understand him, and I was like, wow, thank you. And I was like, finally, a man who understands that it's not the woman who makes the boy, you know. Exactly. Yeah, so I was, wow, this man knows, you know, so it's okay, it is well with my soul. So we do all that, we get the baby, and Daisy is growing up pretty well, because now we have Daisy, Ruby, my niece, who we're also staying with, and now Jasmine. So we are doing pretty well, and alas, I get pregnant again.
Oh my goodness!
You know, I get pregnant again. And then, you know, for me, I've been I don't know whether to say lucky, but God has actually favored me. I don't fall ill so often. So this time, when he insists that I go to hospital, I'm telling him this must be malaria, and I'm sure it will just pass.
So, as in to go to hospital because
my body was.
You didn't know you're pregnant.
I didn't know I'm pregnant. I was actually going to hospital and telling the doctor, no,
when you're sick.
I am sick. I am sick, and I am vomiting the yellow thing. So I think I am suffering from malaria.
You tell the doctor where?
Yes. And I was like, okay.
We are sorry, doctors.
Yeah. You are suffering from malaria. And every time I go to hospital, it's malaria. It turns out
that it's malaria.
No.
That it's something else.
That I'm pregnant.
That it's pregnant.
So we go to hospital, and then I'm told the normal kawaida maswali za daktari, so maswali za kliniki. When the last time I was meeting, I'm like, I'm breastfeeding, so I don't think I was like, no, okay, fine, we will just do that, just to overrule. Not that we're saying that you are,
yeah,
but it's good for us to overrule so that you also know the kind of medication we're giving you.
Yeah, true.
So we wait, and alas. And before that, Jasmine came and told me, no, Daisy came and told me, Mom, you're pregnant. And they told her, no, Daisy, I can't be pregnant. Go tell Mama Ruby.
Prophets.
Yeah, you go tell Mama Ruby to get another, because I'd already told myself never ever. Go tell Mama Ruby to get another one because her she was only one.
Okay, the aunt.
Yeah, the aunt, that's my sister. Me, I'm done. No, this childbearing thing, no, it's just, it was meant for some other people, but not me. And actually used to go to hospital and ask them, have you guys come up with a better way of lesser pain? And they're like, and I asked them, what do you guys go discuss in those conferences? If you cannot come up with medication to reduce the pain and all that, you still feel the same pain. I'm like, no, not me. So we actually, so alas, again, I'm pregnant with with Jada.
It's funny how, I don't know, there are so many women looking to get pregnant. Like, please, I hope I'm pregnant.
Yeah.
Well, unaenda hosi, no, I'm not pregnant. I can't be. You go tell your aunt to get pregnant. Life is...
I call myself, I don't know whether I'm lucky or blessed. I don't know how to define myself. But I look at myself as hyper, extra, super, hyper, duper, fertile. Because I don't miss that.
Extra, super, duper.
Fertile.
It is God who gives children.
Oh yeah, it is. It is. Actually, it is. Our steps are divine. They are just ordered of the Lord. And after that, when Daisy told me I'm pregnant, I definitely overruled it. And I was like, all is well.
You went to hospital, you were
to hospital,
you're pregnant,
and actually cried.
Because you're pregnant?
Yes.
I'm telling you, this life is just weird. The women crying because they are not pregnant.
Yes.
When their periods come, you are crying because
I'm pregnant. I'm pregnant.
Whoa.
This was less than a month, less than a year. I'm already pregnant. And actually, I remember when we were told that I'm pregnant, we didn't talk to each other at home.
With your husband?
With my husband, because he's done with taking me to hospital. So,
coming back. You're not talking to each other. Who's annoyed? Is it you? Is it him?
I think we the way it's always good to discuss some things before marriage.
Oh, no, it's for another baby.
And
you're thinking long term, what is this?
Yes, this is one person who had planned for one. And now we are on baby number 3. And it had not been planned. And when it is God. And when there are these adverts, I don't know why these people are bringing these adverts of you need to family plan. And I'm like, seriously, why do they have to direct it to me? Yeah. Because every other time during that year, it was all about people need to family plan, people need to plan for their families. And I'm like, wow, seriously, Clara, what didn't you understand? What didn't you understand in school? You are a graduate.
God who gives children.
You don't need to be told plan.
Yeah.
You don't need to be told plan. You just need to have known, before you fall into this system. So I'm also thinking, people are looking at me and they're just wondering, what is wrong with you?
So you think?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
So you think? Yeah.
And a friend of mine once met me, and she when I was pregnant.
Now baby number 3.
Baby number 3, and he asked me, Clara, when the Bible says that go ye and fill the earth, they didn't mean you take it literally.
Really? She told you that?
Yes. And I was like, you know, the problem is that when you're not giving birth, you're breastfeeding. So I had to look for something to just to make everything.
I mean, the joy of a baby should be,
comical.
It was
I had to make it comical because I could not go through that again. You know, you are pregnant in less than a year. I had to make everything comical for myself so that I can live through a day.
Because it's so weird. I mean, you're married.
Exactly. You know, but
how about the children
you have to. But don't forget again, how do you go back to your employer to give you another maternity leave? They don't look at you as a blessing, but as a liability at the same time, because they're thinking you are just from a maternity leave. You are going for another one, which the government yes permits, but it is more of an expense too in your organization. So the guilt that comes with it also just weighs you down. It actually just weighs you down. So I think that is what I was going through. And at that time, you know, you are seated with your hubby. At that time, you're thinking, okay, we are done with now number 2. Now these are our projections as a family. This is where we want to go. You know, this is what we want to achieve. Yeah. So ideally now, the whole program has been disrupted.
That is how God works.
Exactly.
You have your plans,
but
no. Exactly. You just know this is of the Lord.
Exactly, this is of the Lord. So when Daisy told me I'm pregnant and I was like telling her no, and Amuko going to hospital and they're confirming that, and the last I am not
in the background is this the children. We love them.
True, we love them. We love them.
Just being children.
Yes. So the joy that came with the baby number 3 was like, really, you know, everyone is telling you this is a bundle of joy, but you're asking yourself, okay, how am I going to handle it myself? You know, because you're looking at the position you're in and you're thinking, okay, this is an extra mouth that you need to feed. This is an extra thing that you have to, you know, provide for. But somehow God came in.
He always does.
He
always
gives
you
does.
That child. He is the father. He will provide for that child.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. And I think the whole idea is not to be scared, especially if it's God given. Not to be scared.
By the way, you know what I believe? Those children who you've not planned for.
True.
Those children who, you know, we have our plans. Those ones who come, the oops babies.
Yes.
Those ones are from God.
Let me tell you,
the Lord here.
You know,
I am the giver of children. Those are the ones. You know?
It was a bit difficult for starting out. But somehow it became so easy. You know, what we thought was impossible was never impossible with God. And it became so easy. I remember I used to tell people we were buying 6 packets of milk per day. Right now I can't even buy that. I'm not in a position to buy those 6 packets. We used to buy the jumbo diapers.
Yeah.
Somehow there was provision for that.
Yeah.
But right now I can't.
I think we'll take a break because the children want some uji.